What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Plain Jane Cars, and this is a Plain Jane Cars podcast. What's up, Tristan? How you feeling this week?
Feeling good. Ready to go.
Ready to go about what? Where we going? Oh, to do the podcast.
Yes.
Okay. If you have not watched we did two previous podcasts, like real Plain Jane Cars podcast. Our first one was on controversial car mods. And our second one was really talking about wheels. We both love wheels, aftermarket wheels, and OEM wheels. We'll actually leave links in the description below to check out both of those videos because they're really, really entertaining. And we've been putting out shorts. So if you guys like those,
Lots of them.
Lots of shorts. 1 minute shorts. Because we know everybody's not going to want to watch a 20-minute podcast, which I think we try to keep it pretty brief. But we got some shorts for you. So check out the shorts and leave some comments on some stuff that you guys would like to see, actually, and what you would like us to talk about. But I thought we'd talk about modifications. And we're not going to keep beating this dead horse, but a lot of my social media presence and a lot of what you're into is modifying cars. So what is your favorite modification? Like, if you had to boil it all down to like one thing, they said you can only pick one modification, what would it be?
Lowering your car, as that's the only real modification I've done. It improves your car in like every way. So I think it looks better. Most people, 99% of people would agree. A lowered car looks better than a car on monster truck ride height.
Facts.
Performance wise.
What do you think? What makes it look better though? What makes, because I mean, we have some viewers that are laymen's, right? Like I know, like for us, I think sometimes we appreciate you, Nadia. We got some people that watch, and they watching because they're family, they're friends, they appreciate us, but we also want to be a little bit more informative, on why we are into the things. So tell us, try to be specific, but in layman terms, what makes lowering a car more attractive, like more physically appealing?
I think it just makes the car look a bit more sleek in a way.
Okay.
A bit more put together. It doesn't seem like that much separate, like this giant gap. Like spaces are filled. Everything kind of comes together when the car is lowered, if that makes sense. So your wheels are closer together to the body, and just like a one finished piece of art.
Yeah. I agree. I think, especially if all cars have body lines, and
I don't think there is a car that looks bad.
That's what I was going to say, right? It's my preference to have a car lowered. I mean, my truck is lifted.
Yeah.
But I love lowered trucks too.
Yeah,
body drop truck. Like, they look. A dually is the one with the two wheels in the back. Slammed 22.5-inch Alcoas on bags with a body drop tucking hard. That looks just as cool to me as a 14-inch any level lift.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, it's about the body lines. I think the higher the car sits, especially like a passenger car, just a regular, a coupe or a sedan, the higher it sits away from the ground, the less sleek, the less you see of the body lines,
just a
right?
Big gap too, like you just see the wheel well, it's just black or it's nasty and dusty and dirty, and it's like
it's just not as appealing.
No.
Now, what about the performance for you, for the layman? Like, explain the performance side of it.
Technically, Donut did a video about this. I think
Donut Media, right?
Yeah, Donut Media.
We'll link that video. I'll make her look it up.
It was a bumper to bumper video of
Okay.
Jeremiah explaining like why lowering your car can be better than certain other modifications people do. Just lowering the center of gravity. So like SUVs sit really high, so they're more prone to rolling over in a crash because things are just, I don't know. Look at the video.
Check out the video.
But he showed the actual science behind it. But lowering your car is more stable, so you can take turns faster. Not that anybody's going to be doing that. You can turn faster, and there's less like specifically for, if it depends on your spring rate and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have stiffer springs, there's less travel and there's less loss in acceleration when things are just tighter together.
Now, what about the ride? When you lower your car, how is the ride affected?
Well,
because you lowered your car.
I did.
Yes.
With H&R Super Sports. I think.
So now you went a little too technical again. So what I want you to do, tell us what happened when you lowered your car, and then explain what H&R Super Sports are. Because that means nothing to certain people, right?
Well, I lowered my car with lowering springs. So the shocks that are still there, which absorbs everything that we feel in the road, potholes and stuff, just normal bumps. they're still the same as from the factory, but the springs are shorter, so the car sits lower on top of those shocks. On top of those springs, sorry.
Yeah.
Right. The ride height was pretty rough. For the first like month, it was pretty bad. Very bouncy. It's very bouncy because there's no forgiveness at all.
At all.
At all.
Right.
But after like 3 months, now I'm like,
you're just used to it. It's still bouncy.
Like June.
It's still bouncy.
It is still bouncy, but it's way better. No, compared to, I think they're broken in. They're cool now, I think.
But so let's talk about real quick about different ways to lower, right? So springs is one. So we know everybody probably is familiar that cars come with springs on them.
Yeah, it's like
and you can get different heights of spring, basically.
Yeah.
And there's other technical things, but since we're just talking about your favorite modification lowering, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of passenger cars that just have struts on them.
Struts, yeah.
Right? You just put the strut on it, and we'll skip all the technicals because some of the people are like, you're killing us. We know this. But there's people that do watch this, guys, that don't know this level of detail. And then there's something called a coilover, which is probably the next level. Yeah, spring over the shock. So it's a little bit
better,
higher quality,
yeah,
right?
Better.
Yeah, so you get better performance.
More expensive.
And then there's levels, right?
Yeah, like KW 6K coilover.
Right. But they can be adjustable for racing, so you can start setting the parameters of how it performs, right? How it dampens, how it rebounds, all that kind of good stuff. And then there's the ultimate, which the extreme of anything, which I want to talk about when I go to my favorite mod, is bags, right?
Yeah.
Conversely. And it's just air ride, right? So it's just these airbags, and it's something that every 18-wheeler has. So if you
if you actually look at them, you can see them. They're humongous,
just these little bags,
looking barrel things.
Yes,
they're just like rubber. I think
there's rubber. Yeah. That's. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where it came from.
They're pretty,
because that's what's on my car. Like on the rear of my car.
Sometimes the trucks have like air ride equipped.
Yeah,
like written on the side of the truck, you'll see it.
And some luxury cars too, right?
Yeah.
So those are the three different ways, generally speaking. We're probably saying least expensive, least technical. Well, I can't say bags are most expensive or most technical because coilovers can be super technical and super, super, super expensive.
I would say more often than not, when you're getting the bags, you know they're going to be expensive. There are some cheap coilovers that are
That's true.
There.
I guess the last two coilovers and bags have like a spectrum.
Yeah.
It's probably a fair way to put it.
Bags are just typically more expensive. Already just going into, it's going to be more expensive.
Now, this is just your opinion, but why do most people lower their car? Because I don't think there's many people, just to let you know.
That lower their car?
No.
Like in the
But why do the people in the car game, why are you one of those people?
I think it just looks better.
Yeah.
Like my car just looks
it's all aesthetics, right?
Better. Even on these ugly steelies I got with hubcaps, it just looks like 1,000
it does.
Better.
Now let me ask you this: do you think that people in the car game would say what you just said as an answer?
That it looks better?
Yeah, that's the why. Like they did it. They put springs on it. Because it looks better.
If they don't say that, I think they're lying.
Me too.
What other reason would you lower your car? You don't want to bounce down the road.
Some people would.
Some people
say,
like on washers and stuff. I'm
performance. Like, I need a better performance.
No, not really. I think that's just like I said that because that is a factor, especially if you have a car that you like.
It can handle better.
And if you have a car that you're tracking, you probably don't have lowering springs on them, but
it can handle better for sure.
It just handles better.
But most people don't. It's all aesthetics.
That's not why. Yeah, it just looks better. That's the only reason I did it.
Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, I've done a lot of modifications. Mm-hmm. Pretty much modified every car I've ever owned. Save a few. And I love modifying cars. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to pick what my favorite modification is. And I've thought about this. There's people that have asked me at shows. They say like, dude, they like the car. Nobody's ever walked up to it and say, oh, your car is ugly. There are some people that say, there's things that they like more than other things. I love hearing people's opinion, by the way. Yeah. I really enjoy. I never see negativity anyway. So I really enjoy when people are like, "Oh man, why'd you do this?" And I have a chance to tell them like, "Here's my thought process." And I had a conversation with a guy one time. He was just like, "Dude, you really thought it through." Like, yeah, for sure, yeah. Like it's like, I'm never going to be able to design a car, but I can.
That's as close as it'll get.
As close you get it.
Yeah.
So for me, my favorite part of modifying a car, or my favorite modification, is any modification. I had to think about it, right? So I couldn't say that my favorite is wheels because it's really not my favorite. I couldn't say that it's lowering because it's not my favorite. I couldn't say it's a wrap. I couldn't say it's a sound system. I couldn't say it's tense. I couldn't say it's performance, like an exhaust or anything like that. Because none of them are my favorite. I really love them all equally. But what I will say my favorite thing about modifying a car is balance.
Yeah.
Balance. That's what I love about modifying a car. Like, I love when people, or I enjoy my car the way that it is because it is so well thought out. I love when people say, people come up to me like, well, why didn't you do this? So as to suggest that I didn't think about it or it's not with intention. I have even one of my close friends, a guy Under Pressure, which our show team, insert local here, he was like, you haven't done everything that you can to your car. You could take it to the next level. And I kind of chuckled. But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because your eye, everybody's eye is slightly different. And I'm like, if you look at my M4, if you look at it and you say that it's not to extremely complete car, like extremely complete.
Pretty done.
Could I do more? Sure. Like a guy said, you should have a forged carbon hood. I'm like, yeah, but it'll look like a
carbon. No, it don't look very good. If anybody ever seen a forged carbon hood, they don't look good.
In our opinions.
Too much forged carbon can definitely be.
It looks crazy. I always say it looks like a island. You know what I mean? Like countertop.
Yeah, countertop. Yeah.
A little bit too much, right? Little hints here and there. So anyway, and I know it might be sound like a little bit of a cop out in some ways. Like, nah, you didn't say what your favorite modification is, but a balance. Even underglow, like we talked about that. Having a louder or modified exhaust, doing those things tastefully and with balance.
That's true.
Having a nice set of wheels, tasteful. You love to see it. That's what I like. Like I that's what I enjoy about modifying a car. Every car that I have modified. When I was younger, I didn't have taste. It was just about modding. No, dude. It was about
the cars I remember, they just
wheels, more wheels, more. I mean, as I got, you get better with age.
Yeah.
You just get. We all do. Fortunately, I did too. And but if somebody put the proverbial gun to my head and said, "All right, pick one," it's probably wheels.
Really?
I just said strip everything else away. All right. What changes performance? What changes? And I'm talking about level of impact. The way the car looks, the way the car performs, the way it feels, the way it rides, the way others respond to it. Because let's be honest, that's part of the reason why we modify our cars for ourselves and others, right? Yeah. Wheels. Right? You go to a wider wheel, a better tire, right? If it makes the car drive different, feel different, perform different. Wheels. But narrowly. It's like narrowly wheels. Because there's so many. I mean, I love performance mods too, which I don't talk about that much. I really love the performance of a car. I love fast cars. So modding to me is more than just cosmetics. I just think cosmetics are just so obvious.
Yeah, people just see them. Like most people don't know that there are performance mods. They're like, oh, this car just this a nice looking M4.
Yeah. Yeah. And
99% of the time.
99% of the time.
Yeah, they're just like, it just looks nice.
There's some people that know though.
Probably like 5.
I want some people to find
real life,
out.
like 5.
I'm in a little if you know, you know chat, and I'm not going to say too much about that because I guess it's if you know, you know, but they were looking for, I forget what, it was like a McLaren that was looking for some smoke. And I was like, somebody was ducking them. I was like, well, an M4 can give you what you want.
For sure. And nobody even knows.
It was quiet for me, though. I guess it was, like, I mean, I don't know. I'd be happy to lose to a McLaren. I mean, I don't have nothing. What am I, it's just an M4, right? But I think it would have been funny.
But if you did win.
Good content.
The M4 just beat a McLaren.
I wouldn't beat him.
But
I
you
would
lost to a
shock
McLaren.
him. I would shock him.
At the same time. So it's like,
Tuned downpipe 720. I don't stand a chance.
Stop.
But it would be fun.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have a chance stock either. But it would be fun. Because I think he would be surprised. Or she, whoever, right? They'd be surprised.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's scoots. Anyway. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about our favorite modifications. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff. We're going to do some deep dives into drifting in our next couple episodes.
Whoa.
Because this is the Drift Queen. We want to talk about electric cars. And comment below. Let us know if there's anything that interests you or things that you guys see that you want to hear us talk about. And we're lining up some guests, actually. We're actually going to have some people on the Plain Jane Cars podcast, besides us two, even though,
Yeah.
it'd like to be us too. Well, we're going to read comments from our last video. I thought that was funny last time.
Yeah.
Fun and funny,
Who is it
actually.
this time?
So I got to look. Who is our number one comment? I think, let's see. Number one. We don't have too many. It's Vetman Kevo again. How does he keeps getting all the likes, bro? He is. He says, I refer to, this is the comment about wheels. We had, we were asked, is it a wheel or a rim, right? And he said, I refer to it as wheels. I used to say rims, but I've changed that. we all get better as we age, right?
Jeez.
It's culture, though, because I think I know what culture Vetman Kevo is.
Yeah, it was rim.
That's
so
all
people are like, no, it's a wheel.
It's a wheel.
Okay.
My man, Remnant Media. Shout out to you, Richard. He just said Ferrata, baby. I'm going to put a clip in of where Rich and Chris and Ryan did when the car was gray, and we put the FR8s on the M4. It's so cool. I love Ferrata, man. Shout out to Ferrata. If I could ever big them up, I will. So, anyway, thank you for commenting. Comment below on this one. Tell us what your favorite modification is. It could be just like your air freshener.
Air freshener?
Bro, that can be a JDM people. With that
weird
weird
about
smells.
Keeping all the trees and stuff and having specific. That's true, but I wouldn't consider it a mod.
I was surprised that you didn't say the little stickers, the little
It's not a mod. I just got stickers on my car.
It's a modification.
I also have 10 on my car. It's not a mod.
You so picky.
I also have a carbon fiber license plate. It's not a mod.
You're picky. We do not agree.
It looks nice, though.
It does look nice. It does look nice. Shout out to everybody that commented. Thank you guys for watching. Again, we love doing this, but we love that you guys enjoy it. Browse the channel.
Please.
Yeah, take a look at the other videos on it. And we're going to actually, let me say this. This might not make
performance videos.
Look, this might not make the final edit, but I was going to vlog this weekend. I even washed the car.
Let's do it this weekend.
We had a whole squad of cars together, too. It was 2 E92s, one on bags, one on coilovers. It was James, my man from Under Pressure, co-founder of Under Pressure. He had his girl's bagged
the Supra?
Mark V Supra, his bagged STI. Plain Jane was out. DJ Mr. Rogers came out with his new G82 M4.
What?
Yeah, man. And you know what? I got a migraine. I was there for like all of 5 minutes and I had to go.
Yeah.
I felt like dirt. So I owe you guys a vlog, and maybe we'll do it this weekend. Houston Whips put together a really nice meet at Garage Detail, so shout out to Houston Whips. They do a little bit more classy than some. I can't do the ratchet meets.
Oh, and yeah, I'm not gonna say.
Maybe we need to do podcast. Maybe we need to do a podcast on meets.
Yeah.
And name names.
We won't even go anymore because it's just kind of.
We should name names. All right, y'all. We gonna see you in the next video. Peace.
When's the last time I've been to a meet? Been definitely been.